Hi and welcome. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'm going to go through this presentation with Bob from Prism. Something just happened. I'm not sure what it was, but let's hope we can continue this video and let's see how it goes.
Hey guys, I'm Bob, and my background for the last 10 years has been in payments. First as an investor in traditional payments, then at Strike in Bitcoin and Lightning payments, and now as the founder of Prism, powering Bitcoin payments over Nostr. And today I'm going to talk about what I've learned about Bitcoin adoption and how Nostr
So just before Bob goes on, I just want to thank all of the people in Australia that put all of these talks together. It's been so valuable to be able to listen and find out all of the developments that have been happening in the Nostr ecosystem all these years. And with Prisms coming out, where you can send a payment to many people, it's just phenomenal. So anyway, let's carry on watching more of the video.
going through that same exercise, Bitcoin is a better payment rail. It's open, it's global, it's permissionless, it's instant, it's virtually free, and it's cash final. Bitcoin as a payment rail is better than any other payment rail that exists. It's better than Fed wires, it's better than the ACH networks, it's better than the card networks, it's better than the bank networks. But just because it's technically better doesn't mean you're going to get a bunch of user growth. And so let's go through that same exercise for payment users. There are typically two payment users. There's merchants and there's consumers. And so if we walk through that same example, trying to buy a coffee with Bitcoin and Lightning versus a traditional Visa card, we'll start with the merchants. For merchants, accepting Bitcoin is faster. You get it instantly versus 2 to 15 days. It's great. It's cash final. You get the Bitcoin and there are no refunds or chargebacks. It's virtually free, so it's much cheaper than card networks. And it's borderless, so you can accept Bitcoin from anywhere in the world. So for merchants, that's amazing. Bitcoin sounds like a much better payment rail. But for consumers, it's the opposite. your purchase with Bitcoin is the same whether or your purchase is the same whether you're using Bitcoin or using a card. You actually don't get any Bitcoin rewards. So merchants, card networks use those fees to fund cash back. And so if I use my Chase card, I get 2% back. If I use Bitcoin, I don't get any money back. So that seems worse. There's no Bitcoin airline lounge, unfortunately. And I don't get any insurance perks when I pay with Bitcoin. And then there's no refund. So if a merchant does scam me, too bad for me, right? And credit cards actually offer protection. So to the consumer, paying with Bitcoin is worse. And in payments, the only thing that matters is the consumer. The merchant's just a taker. So if it doesn't work for consumers, it doesn't work for merchants. And so paying with Bitcoin or buying that coffee for the vast majority of people is not even 10x better. It's actually worse, much worse. And that's because buying coffee already works. For 99% of people, if anyone in this room wants to go buy a coffee, they can do it and they don't need Bitcoin.
Yeah, so I didn't really think about it that way at all, that Bitcoin is actually worse for people to buy a cup of coffee. If you think about it seriously, it does make sense. It takes away all of the protections of using a credit card, and it's not much more convenient. I think us orange pillars that want to bring Bitcoin adoption in, it's going to be a hard sell to try and get people to use Bitcoin or even Lightning just to buy a cup of coffee when it's already available to do so on using a credit card.
And so taking a step back and thinking through, like, what is Bitcoin, or what could Bitcoin be 10x better at than traditional payments, is kind of an exercise I've been doing now for many years, but really in the last year, thinking through this in more detail. And that leads you to, what is internet money better at, right? Bitcoin's just native internet money. And that leads you to, what's the internet better at? Why is the internet 10x better at communications than traditional communications? And the internet is better at communications because it's instant communication with anyone and everyone anywhere in the world. And the anyone and everyone is the really important piece here. And so if we just do the same thing with native internet money, Bitcoin should be instant payments with anyone and everyone anywhere in the world. And the communications piece is a massive part of the internet. So I call it everyone communications, but every large platform that's been built in the internet has optimized around everyone communications, whether it's a post on Instagram that 1 million people see, or a dance video on TikTok, or posting a thread on Reddit. That is one person posting something on the internet as a form of communications that hundreds or thousands or millions of people can easily see. So this should be possible with Bitcoin. It's just internet money. We should be able to make one payment to many, many people anywhere in the world. But we've been optimizing around one-to-one payments. We've been optimizing around buying coffee. But like we said, that already works for everybody. And imagine if the internet was only optimized around one-on-one communications. If WhatsApp was the only thing on the internet, me talking to a friend, the internet would not nearly be as powerful as it is today, with the ability to communicate with everyone anywhere. And so Bitcoin should be capable of this, should be capable of paying many, many people instantly with one click. And so let's go through that exercise. Is it better, technically better, than traditional payments? And then can it offer a 10x better experience? First, let's start with traditional payments. How would your Chase account or your Venmo account or your Visa card make a payment to 3 people? Super simple example. One person just wants to pay 3 friends. If you were going to use a bank transfer, you would have to ask your friends for their account and routing number. If they were brave enough to send it to you, you'd then have to figure out how to input that in an easy way into your Chase account, your Wells Fargo account, and the whole thing would be a disaster and it would never work. And why doesn't it work is because identities in the banking space are fragmented. You might have a Chase account or a Wells Fargo account, or you could have one of thousands of credit union accounts. The information is extremely sensitive. I mean, if anyone has that information, they can steal your money. There's all kinds of minimum thresholds for sending money, and the UX is terrible. So even if you could get your friends to send you all their information, you wouldn't want to put it in to your Wells Fargo UI anyway. So bank transfers can't do this. You can't send a transfer to 3 people, just 3 people. So maybe Visa's technology will allow us to do this. And Visa actually has some benefits. Visa provides standard identities. So everyone has a Visa card. It doesn't matter who your bank is. You can go to a merchant and you can pay, and the merchant doesn't care if you have a Wells Fargo account or a credit union account. The Visa card will work. So it provides standard identities, and then it coordinates the payments. So Visa is just the messaging layer. Visa is never taking custody of your dollars to send them. They're just coordinating payments between banks, so that's very helppful. But your Visa card is also very sensitive, and if you wanted to send money via Visa to your friend, they would need to buy a terminal, so that doesn't work at all. And so Visa actually doesn't work either. You can't send an everyone payment with Visa. And then recently there's Plaid and all the fintech innovation, and so maybe Venmo using a Plaid messaging layer can allow you to send payments to 3 people. And again, it has some benefits. Plaid offers standard identities. It coordinates between banks, so you get a Plaid username and your friend has one, and they don't care what bank account you're using. You can send money to them, so that's great. But it's a closed system, so if you don't have a Venmo account, you can't use this. And it only works in the U.S., so you can't send money to everyone and everywhere. So the traditional banking system, it's impossible to send an everyone payment. So fortunately, though, we have internet money, we have Bitcoin, and we have Lightning. So let's go through that example, because that should work, right? Well, here's a Bitcoin example. Here's a Bitcoin transfer you want to do. And actually, Bitcoin solves the problem with traditional banks. It's open, instant, and it's global. It works everywhere in the same world, everywhere in the world the same way. Awesome. But you have the same problem as the traditional banking system in that I don't know if my friend has a Strike account or a Cash App account or a wallet of Satoshi, so I have to go ask him, what wallet do you use? Then I have to ask him for his form of identity, and every wallet has a different protocol or a username. And then even if I get all of those identities, I somehow then have to take them and put them in a wallet in an easy way, and I'm back to this like Wells Fargo Chase example of how would I ever put 3 names in? Maybe 3 I could do, but that would be kind of hard. But how would I ever put in more than that? It would take me forever, and then no one would ever do it. So doing this is actually difficult with Bitcoin and Lightning, which you wouldn't think on the surface, but it's very, very hard and near impossible to send an everyone payment today with Bitcoin and Lightning. And so we haven't been optimizing everyone payments, and we've been focused on one-on-one payments because everyone payments has been impossible. So what worked and what didn't work? There were some really useful benefits of traditional payments, and there were some benefits of Bitcoin payments. If we look at the traditional payment stack, layer 1 is money, layer 2 is payments, and so in the traditional stack, that's banks. And then layer 3 is a messaging layer. It's Visa, Plaid, handful of other messaging protocols that are built on top of the banking system. And where the traditional payment stack failed was the dollars and banks layer. It's closed, it's clunky, it's expensive. That's where it failed, but the traditional payment stack has a messaging layer, which was incredibly helpful. Visa and Plaid provide standard identities. It coordinated between the banks. It solved the banking fragmentation, and it solves custody. Visa and Plaid never touch your money. They just message to the banks where to send the money to. And so let's look at the Bitcoin payment stack. It's layer 1 is money. Layer 2 is payments, which is Lightning and Lightning wallets. And then layer 3 is a question mark. Bitcoin and Lightning actually solved the problems of the traditional dollar and banks payment stack. It's open, permissionless, global, works everywhere in the world instantly the same way. But it failed because there is no messaging layer. I think you guys know where we're going with this, but now there is. And so Nostr provides standard identities, and it coordinates between wallets, solving fragmentation and solving the need to custody Bitcoin in order to send Bitcoin payments. And so now we have a Bitcoin payment stack, and if you take anything away from this talk, this is the most important slide. That Bitcoin payment stack is fully decentralized, censorship resistant, open, permissionless, and global, because it's now Bitcoin, Lightning, and Nostr. So how does Nostr do this? Nostr solves identity and coordination. It solves identity by using a simple public key that works across any client. It solves coordination by connecting Lightning wallets via standard protocols. The two protocols it uses are Nostr Wallet Connect. Nostr Wallet Connect enables users to send messages to their wallets to send payments. So any wallet that integrates Nostr Wallet Connect their users can send payments. And then Lightning Address does the opposite. It allows users to receive payments. So with Nostr Wallet Connect plus Lightning Address, users can send and receive payments. And so now let's look at this example. We now have the full Bitcoin payment stack. We have Bitcoin, Lightning, and Nostr. And so on the send side, my Albi account will be using Nostr Wallet Connect. On the receive side, my friends will have their Lightning address. And let's take a look at that 3-person everyone payment. So if you click send, it'll send one, next one to Bill, next one to Bob. And so I sent 3 payments here in 3 seconds, right? No coordination, no talking to anyone. I was able to send 3 payments instantly. And so now we have a Bitcoin payment that's open, instant, global. There's standard identities provided by Nostr, and coordinating the wallets was trivial. I didn't do anything. I just clicked a button. But let's make it really, really obvious. This is a 100-person payment. So this is me sending 100 people Bitcoin, and some of these people you may know. And what's happening here is as they turn orange, the Bitcoin payment's confirming. This is a 100-person payment that this is a product we're launching in a couple weeks. 3 weeks ago, to send money to 100 people took us about 3 minutes. We've optimized that. So this payment will take under 30 seconds. And with a few more optimizations on the wallets, the clients, and the relay side, we can make a 100-person payment almost instantly. And we'll be able to make a 1,000-person or more payment almost instantly as well. And so this is the most mind-blowing piece of this, though. I just sent 100 payments instantly with 1 click. As Prism, the company, we never onboarded any of those people. We just sent messages, allowed them to send messages to their wallets, and we never touched Bitcoin. We don't have any Lightning infrastructure. We don't have any Bitcoin infrastructure. All we're doing is packaging messages for users to send to their Bitcoin wallets to send those payments. So we never onboard anybody. We never touch Bitcoin. And so now we have a solution that is technically better than traditional payments and offers a 10x or 100x or 1,000x better user experience. And this changes everything. First, around integrating Bitcoin payments. For the last couple of years, Bitcoin payments, Bitcoin apps have been focused on integrating Lightning. And integrating Lightning is hard, and running your own Lightning infrastructure is really hard. And if you're building an app, the last thing you want to do is also be building Lightning payment infrastructure. It'd be like if you had an app on the traditional payment rails and you were trying to rebuild a bank at the same time you were trying to build your app. It's really hard. Nostr makes it incredibly easy. So at Prism, we actually started by trying to run our own Lightning infrastructure, ran into all these headaches and roadblocks, and it took a month and a half to do. And we realized we could integrate Nostr, and we built the same experience, a better experience, I would argue, by integrating Nostr. And by integrating Nostr, we naturally get Lightning payments. And so that payment you saw was a product we built at Prism that we did not integrate any Lightning ourselves. All we did was integrate Nostr. And so anyone that wants to enable Bitcoin payments should now be integrating Nostr as opposed to directly integrating Lightning, and that makes it much easier. And then second, it creates new monetization. So everyone payments is 100 times more powerful than one-on-one payments. Just one example. The number of tip payments that happen on the internet today is almost nothing. A tip payment is what I would call a one-on-one payment. It's me tipping someone else. That is very, very, very small monetization on the internet, almost nothing. Subscriptions is much bigger. So subscriptions is probably 10,000 times the number of tip payments people pay in subscriptions, but subscriptions is an everyone payment. And until just now, it was impossible with traditional fiat rails and Bitcoin rails to make an everyone payment. So how do we do it? We needed a company in the middle. And this is the way it worked. A subscriber paid money into a company. That company collected the money into their bank account. And at the end of the week or the end of the month, they would pay out that money to people they wanted to have on their platform. So let's call it content creators. So you needed this company in the middle. And companies love to do this because it creates this huge growth flywheel. So every large social media company has done this. They have these creator programs where they pay you to put money on TikTok or pay you to put money on Instagram or Reels, and this creates this growth flywheel. The more content creators you get, the more users you get, the more users you get.
I think he meant put content on the different platforms, not put money on, but they created these things to give money to the content creators. The content creators create content and they get a percentage of the ad revenue.
The more subscriptions you get, the more money you can pass back to content creators. And so let's look at an example of a company that's done this recently, and that's X and X Premium. So X Premium has actually been phenomenally successful in that you can now pay $11 a month to support your favorite content creators, and if you pay, you're eligible for payouts based on the content you create. It's a great idea. They actually are doing $100 million in just 1 year, $100 million of subscription revenue that they say they promise to give that all back to creators. Who knows if they will, but that's the theory. So you're getting $100 million into the ecosystem to support creators. That's awesome. Now, like you could see the footnote, it was ruined by a bunch of other stuff. But in theory, that is an awesome product to create a growth flywheel for Twitter. But now we don't need, or X. Now we don't need X. We don't need Twitter in the middle anymore. You just saw a subscriber, in that case me, directly paying 100 people very, very quickly. And so we don't need that middleman. And so we rebuilt X Premium, and it's called Nostr Gold. And so this is a Prism product that we're offering now. It does the same thing. You can support content creators. If you pay 3,000 sats per week, you're eligible for gold payouts. And gold's paid out to the top 10 most liked posts on a 3-day rolling basis around specific hashtags. So if you post a photo and type #art and you get a ton of likes, you will get money into your account from subscription revenue. And how do we do that? Well, this is what it looks like. To join Gold and subscribe to Gold, all you have to do is go to makeprisms.com/gold. And
has anyone been on Prism Gold? Have you heard about it before? Or are you interested in it? Would you do something like this? I'm very interested to know. Please leave a comment below if you'd ever consider or if you have done Prism Gold before, and what has it been like for you.
And type in your MPub, you hit join now, and we're using, in this case, Nostr Wallet Connect in order to make that payment. So we are passing right now to, in this case, the Albi Nostr Wallet Connect instance, 3,000 sats. You connect the wallet, and in about 2 seconds, it will pay that subscription, and you'll be subscribed to the gold product, and you'll be eligible for your first payout tomorrow. So for content creators that want to try to monetize, that want to post awesome content to Nostr, now they can get those payouts. And what did we actually do when the person paid that subscription? That subscriber was paying 3,000 sats, but not to any company. That subscriber was instantly paying 3,000 sats split to the top 10 posts over the last 3 days to those people directly. So that payment was instantly paid out 10 different times to the top 10 content creators from those previous 3 days. So you no longer need the company in the middle to collect the payments. The payments can be made by the subscribers themselves, by the individuals themselves. And
yeah, it sounds like a perfect opportunity to do these chain mails and these pyramid schemes and a whole bunch of income generating opportunities like this, just passing the money around. I'm sure the scammers would love it.
For Nostr, this is huge because now we can create this pool of ongoing subscription revenue that can be paid out over time and incentivize new users to come to the platform and post because they know there's this fixed growing pool of sats that are available if they post content that's useful and highly rated. And this was.
Yeah, I think that's the key that I'd like to bring to Bitcoin Ikasi and the adopting Bitcoin idea that the adopting Bitcoin people that are, who I think they've just finished in El Salvador and they're coming to Cape Town in January of 2024. So yeah, all of these live streams and all of that are to show them the different live streams I'm doing about Bitcoin adoption and Nostr. The entire idea is Bob has got like some phenomenal ideas about using Nostr to onboard people to Bitcoin. And this is one of the ways, having a pool of payouts to people that create content on Nostr. But just listen to him speak now.
This was like one simple example, but this concept of premium subscriptions works for everything, not just like Twitter. It, in fact, works much better for things like the Reddit examples, social media, videos like Twitch, gaming platforms, and then publishing itself. And then the final thing the new Bitcoin payment stack does is it empowers individuals. And so the internet over the last couple decades has transformed into being owned by these platforms for communication. So pretty much all communication is owned by these platforms, and many of these products are the same company. And they control the internet and internet communication today because, yes, they've built a great product, but they control us because they have identity and payments. And without identity and payments, it's very, very hard to create competing products. But now with Nostr and Bitcoin payments, we have identity and we have payments. So we have the tools to recreate the identity and payment layer that these companies have built, but do it in a way that empowers the individual. And now we just have to go create the products on top of that. And so that's what the new Bitcoin payment stack enables. How do we accelerate this as a community? There are three things we need to do. First is we need more clients to integrate Zap splits and Nostr Wallet Connect. That is the coordination messaging layer on top of all of this. We need more Bitcoin wallets to integrate Nostr Wallet Connect. There's two that I know of today, Alby and Mutiny, but we need all of the wallets so that it's really, really easy for any user of any wallet to use Nostr Wallet Connect over Nostr. And then the final thing, and the one hole, which you may have noticed in the Bitcoin payment stack, is Lightning Address, which is not Nostr native. Lightning Address can be optimized a ton, so we can get that payment really, really, really fast using Lightning Address, but it's still a little bit slower and more centralizing, but it's the wallet standard today. And a Nostr native scheme would be faster, more decentralized, but it doesn't exist today. And so these three things we're talking about with the team at Alby tomorrow at 10:30 if you want to come and learn more. And so what are we doing at Prism? At Prism, we're powering Bitcoin's layer 3. We're creating tools for users and developers to make it easy to use Bitcoin over Nostr. So on the consumer side, brands, creators can use our app to accelerate growth. So we allow you to reach more people, engage your users, and reward people. So next post, drop in a $ boost, and you'll probably get more engagement than you would have otherwise. And you can pay the users that are boosting or liking your posts to reward them for engagement. And then developers can use our API to offer better Bitcoin payments. And so if you're interested in talking more about the API, just shoot us an email here. And then I wanted to end by showing one more example of what's possible with Nostr. And so this is a new product we launched today. You can check it out at makeprisms.com/grow. It allows you to create a referral bonus for anyone to join Nostr. And so I'll show you how this works. If you go to grow, you can drop in an amount of the referral bonus you want. So in this case, I want to create a referral bonus for 10,000 sats. And I want to convince my friend to join Nostr and say, hey, as soon as you join Nostr and connect a Lightning address, if you click this referral link and input your new NPub, you will get 10,000 sats instantly into your account. And so that's the process of creating it. It's super simple to create this referral link. Once the user creates their account on Nostr and gets their NPub, they can click that link. They can drop in their NPub here. Click submit. What we're doing on our end is we're looking up that NPub. We're making sure it was created after the referral link was created. And then we're using Nostr Wallet Connect to instantly settle a payment from the creator's wallet to the new user's wallet, and that was paid instantly. And the mind-blowing thing about this payment, it seems simple, but that payment was anonymous. So Prism never onboarded anybody. It was automatic, so it was based on the trigger of joining Nostr. But that trigger could have been anything. It could have been join Nostr and follow me, or join Nostr and make 100 posts. It could have been anything, or it could even not have anything to do with Nostr to trigger it. And then it was asynchronous. So when you created the payment, you had no idea who was going to claim that payment, and you had no idea when they were going to claim that payment. So it was an asynchronous payment. And then finally, it was non-custodial. So Prism never touches Bitcoin, never touched Bitcoin. And in fact, we never custodied or even saw or know your Nostr Wallet Connect secret. So it's completely non-custodial. So we can now make anonymous, automatic, asynchronous, non-custodial payments with Bitcoin, which is something we've been trying to solve for a really long time. And now we can do it really, really simply. And that's what's possible with the Bitcoin payment stack. Better payments, a freer internet. We can onboard 8 billion Bitcoiners and the rest of the world to Nostr. Thank you.
So thanks to Bob for that presentation. The grow thing in his prisms was what I was really excited about. One way I thought that we could get people in South Africa onboarded into Bitcoin and Lightning was to create this link and introduce them to Nostr, or get them to open a Nostr account, connect a wallet. The one thing that I'm concerned about is Nostr a wallet connect for mobile apps, or is it only via the Chrome extension, or one of the extensions that allows us to use it? So yeah, I think that's it. This streaming software is telling me that YouTube is dropping some frames and not transferring. I also noticed that it didn't stream quite at 30 frames per second. So I'm going to have to have a look at that. But it was a fun thing. It's the first time I've ever done a video response to another video. I know that lots of people on YouTube and the streaming platforms do so. So yeah, if you're watching this on Zapstream, then please zap me. I'm sure that I'm running out of sats to stream any more videos. And if you are on YouTube, then please, why don't you have a look at my website and come and check us out on Nostr. You can find me on Zapstream, the link's below, or yeah, I hope you find Nostr somehow and come and check us out there on Freedom Tech. Thanks again, and I'll speak to you again soon. Watch out for the next video. Bye guys.